Joyfully Empowered is about feeling uplifted, inspired, and connected to your intuition. This is a place where dreams are possible, cups are half full, and community is solid. Topics include spirituality, leadership, feminine energy, wealth, intuition, manifestation, and our sacred work. This is where bold self starters come to refill their je ne sais quoi to continue spreading a little magic to the world. I am Stephanie Berchot, a spicy Latina mom and relentless about supporting people achieving their dreams by following their intuition. Welcome to Joyfully Empowered, my friends. Hi, hi, hi. So today we're diving into something super simple and yet really transformational. It'll be a little short, fun, inspirational, super shareable episode on the power of micro moments of joy. I love this whole trend about micro stuff, micro moments, micro things. So today I'm going to share what they are, why they matter, and how you can start tapping into micro moments of joy throughout the day, even if your day is packed, even if you are stressed or anxious or you're going through something really difficult, because it's important to understand the power of micro moments of joy. So let's start. Let's get it going. So what are micro moments, right? Micro moments are exactly as they say. They are brief experiences that spark joy, that spark connection, that spark presence, whether with yourself or life or nature and things around you, right? So you can have micro moments of connection, you can have micro moments of honesty. I am sharing today micro moments of joy, you know? So I live in New York City, and the tulips and the daffodils are blooming, and I love them. As literally we're in spring, even though it's very cold today, which I'm also low-key loving it. But when Dylan Joy, my daughter, and I are walking down the streets, or she's in the stroller, I always, if not most often, when we walk by like a beautiful patch of tulips blossoming or daffodils or any of the beautiful flowers, like we stop and she'll be like, Mama, look, like, I told her a while ago that I love purple. So now she thinks like purple is my favorite color. I do love purple. I love all the colors. But anyways, if we see a purple flower, she'll be like, look, Mama, purple, your favorite. That's a micro moment of joy, my friends, right? Or your something that I'm sure you've heard so many times, but like holding your warm coffee mug or tea mug in the morning, right? My Dylan Joy has the most joyful expressions and face and laughter and everything. I could just, oh, her face. But not every once in a while, often she'll look at me and her little nose is crunching up, and she has this like bright and life and aliveness in her eyes, and like her little, like her smile is like literally from ear to ear. And she looks at me, and first of all, like my heart melts, but I like drink her like a cold, like, what is that saying? I drink her up like a cold cup of water. What is that saying? A tall drink of water. Like I take her in when she smiles like that, and her whole face and body is lit up. That's a micro moment explosion of joy, you know? Maybe there's like, if you're driving, like obviously I don't have a car, so I walk everywhere. But where I'm walking and I feel like the sunshine, like that 10 seconds that the sunshine like hits your face when you're running errands or doing multiple things, micro moment of joy. Or like you all know that I love croissants or any kind of bakery, baked goods. The first bite of that delicious crispy croissant or cookie, or the first sip of your coffee, like micro moments of joy. So now you can label it, you know what it is, you can be intentional about those moments and nurturing them. Let me tell you why this is so important, right? Like the psychology, the little coach, personal growth, the reason why this is so important. Our nervous system that runs everything, right? Our nervous system is what runs the ship. You have like Your laptop, right? That's like your laptop is great, it's pretty, you like it. But if your laptop was empty, meaning it didn't have like Microsoft Word or Excel or PowerPoint or Google or whatever it is, Canva, whatever it is, your Microsoft Chrome, all these little things you have on your Microsoft on your computer, then it would just be like a piece of hardware, right? So same with us. Like we have our body, which is like the laptop. Our nervous system is everything that runs. It's like the Microsoft Word and Google Chrome. And so if we are constantly crashing, you know what? That's a great metaphor or analogy for this nervous system thing, which is why I talk about the nervous system all the time. If you have your body but you're constantly crashing or you're anxious or you're not regulating your nervous system, just like you do with your computer, where you do the updates in your software and you get, you clean it out and you clean out the memory so it runs properly and easily. The same with our nervous system. You know what I mean? Like if we're not resetting and going to sleep and learning how to regulate our nervous system, then we're constantly crashing in a bad mood and all the things. So our nervous system, now that you know what it means, when you hear that term that I feel like everybody talks about, and nobody actually explains what it does, your nervous system is remembering these micro moments of joy. And over time, it builds emotional resilience. And what you want to get really good at in life is increasing your window of resiliency, right? Of emotional resiliency. You want that window to get bigger and bigger and stronger, because then life is going to come and you're going to experience something that's super difficult, because we've all been there. And if you have a really big window of emotional resiliency, you know how to manage and support yourself and your family through those moments, right? If you have a tiny window of resiliency because you're not nurturing, right? Just like if you have like tiny little muscles and you now got to walk, 10 miles because, I don't know, your car broke, you want to make sure that you have strong muscles so you can walk the 10 miles and go to the nearby gas station. I don't know where this example is coming from because it's literally never happened to me, but you know what I'm talking about. Like you want to build you want to support your nervous system so it builds your emotional resiliency, so when things really difficult happen, you know how to manage to them and they don't just crumble you all down, right? So we constantly want to build our resiliency, and experiencing and noticing and being intentional about micro moments of joy does exactly that, right? So how do we put this into practice? How do we build it, right? Like what do we do? So you want to start recognizing, now that you know these are micro moments of joy, what are those for you? Like I was talking about this a couple episodes ago. If you haven't checked it out, I think I called it my top favorite, mostly clean skincare products. I talked about L'Occitane. It's almond body oil. It's delicious. It smells delicious. It's clean. I love it. But micro moment of joy, when I put it on my body every day after I take a shower, which I highly recommend, that even right now, like that scent, because I don't do any fragrances. So this is like clean fragrance. Anyways, I also talk about that in the episode. But that oil, almondy, vanilla-ish clean scent stays in my body all day. I put a little bit behind my ears, of course, my neck, and all over my body. But a micro moment of joy is when I'm like moving my body, or I'm taking a step, or I'm moving my hair, and I get a whiff of that oil. I love it. And that happens multiple times a day. So for you, like Dylan Joy says, for you, mommy, for you. Think about for a second of what are your micro moments of joy throughout the day. You have them. Your coffee, your body oil, brushing your hair, taking a shower. That's definitely a micro moment of joy for me today, right? Look around, feel it, breathe it, like live it, love it, like step into it and really enjoy it. Then you want to have like sensory anchoring moments, right? You want to anchor joy with a sensation, whether it's a touch, a scent, a taste, that you are doing this intentionally every day. Like I just told you, this like delicious body oil. The other thing is doing a micro journal. Either you can do like an actual journal. There's like a gratitude journal that I love. I haven't used it this year. I think it's literally just it's called 1 minute maybe, or 3 minute gratitude journal. It's great. I will put it on the show notes. I will also put the body almond oil, which is delicious. But you want to this 3-minute little journal that you can do in the morning or at nighttime to anchor this micro moments of joy, so you're remembering that it actually happened. Sometimes when you're going through a really difficult chapter in your life, you almost forget that these moments are happening, and they're not. I guarantee you start paying attention. So when you end the day, whether you do in this journal or any little journal, you want to jot down 3 tiny moments of joy. We're not talking about wins. We're talking about like, oh my gosh, my delicious water, it was so quenched my thirst, or my coffee was just perfect this morning, or my shower, it was a delight. Something we do in our family, if you don't want to jot things down, or some days you forget, before we go to bed, we were all asking each other, and Dylan Joy has been doing it lately, and I could just hear her, Mama, Daddy, Dad, what is your favorite moment of the day? So a few months ago, and I've probably been doing this, I don't longer than a few months. Once she learned how to talk and all those things, I would ask her, Dylan Joy, what did you enjoy the most out of your day? So now she obviously in her own little words, what's your favorite moment of the day? And then we go to bed, and it always ends up being more than one thing. So you could share it with somebody, or you can just fall asleep thinking about all the micro moments of joy that you experience in the day. Because at the end of the day, joy mostly is found not always in the grand gestures. Like, I think we're expecting joy to be come out of grand gestures. It is mostly hidden in this little tiny in between moments throughout the day, right? So as we're here today, what are 3 little micro moments, or one little micro moment that you experienced in the last few hours that brought you so much joy? Think about it. Anything. Opening up a book. Oh, I love that feeling when you open up a book that you're reading and you feel the pages. Micro moment of joy. I would love for you to send me a DM or tag me on Instagram at Stephanie Verschow and tell me a little micro moment of joy, right? I love to end with an affirmation that says, today, I give myself permission to find joy in the ordinary. Or you can also say, I am safe, supported, and open to magic in the small things. Oh, I love that. I am open to magic in the small things. If this episode sparked something in you, share it with a friend who needs a reminder that joy is available to them right now. If you love it as well, leave a review on Apple. That is always so helpful. And I am so excited that I got to share micro moments of joy. I hope you have an incredible week, and I will see you in the next episode. Take care, my friends.